Hey everybody, James Tuttle here. I am just relaxing after watching Thor Love and Thunder. What did I think of it? It wasn't great. It's not the MCU's best work, but I really enjoyed it and the good stuff for me personally outweighs the bad. I could see there's some criticisms of it and the post-credit scene actually teases the sequel. But here's the thing. For me with movies, a lot of it is a lot of my opinions on movies, what I like, a lot of it weighs with thematics. I give thematics a lot of weight. And this one did well, at least in the area of thematics. There were a few funny jokes, but I don't feel like the MCU humor was as strong here. But of course, since I just review movies in terms of how it points towards our desire for God, obviously the more thematic it is and the more these themes come out in the movie, the better it'll be for that. And this is, and the themes here are definitely worth discussing. This is a non spoiler review. Okay, okay. And yeah, and of course, oh my gosh, I was. Okay, so how do I talk? Like I said, in case you want to see it, I'm not gonna say much about the plot. Obviously, the promos show Jane Foster getting Thor's powers, which happened in the comics. And okay, and I'm not going to say much about the villain. I'm sure comic book fans who read the comics know who he is. But there's really two themes. Number one, okay. Number one, where are the gods? In other words, this whole idea of who, we have trouble and people turn to their gods. I mean, obviously Thor is based on Norse mythology for help, and within the world of the film, I mean, this one is, so yeah, obviously Thor is basically like Norse gods. But within the world of the film, people throughout the universe from other planets, realms, have their gods, and it deals with the question of where these gods are when tragedy happens. Will they come and help us? Which really gets into the heart of man and a lot on the decline of Christianity in America, because Christianity in America does not see God as a loving father who raises the dead, and that really pushed people away from God. And obviously with God we see okay, God ultimately raised Jesus from the dead, he will raise us from the dead. That is the basis for his goodness. And when we realize that, we will finally answer, where's God when bad things happen? Quite frankly, the church does not answer that. And then we give this BS answer of, oh, well, we aren't good people deserving goodness. No. I mean, deep down, no one means harm. I mean, we can't produce life, but deep down, we only want good. Um, yeah, God doesn't like bad stuff happening to us because we are his children made in his image. We're valuable, and yeah. And so, the answer is the curse of death came. God raised Jesus from the dead to show that he gives eternal life from the free gift. And there's your answer. Okay. Second one, which, oh my gosh, has to deal with love and loss, because we lose people we love. I mean, they die, they leave, blah, blah, blah. And it's not just romantic if you think about it. Of course, here, romantic love is the strong, really, really strong. And God Himself had to deal with this issue because, um, yeah, God lost His people to death, and because His people did not believe in His goodness, and the only way He could love them forever is if they accepted His life as a free gift. So Christ died, was raised to produce eternal life as a free gift. And okay. And yeah. And so that's how God dealt with that. So let's talk about a little more these themes practically, because in this theme of love and loss, this movie really actually did capture our mortality and recognize what our mortality means. And it's natural to want to love someone. I mean, someone asked me why I want to get married. It's like I'm made in the image of God. Like I just want to love someone. Like God wanted someone just to love them, and that's what I want. And man, I mean, the beauty that when we lose someone, we still have God and we have eternal life, and so we lack nothing. And just because a loved one dies, we lack nothing. And the best part is, if the person we love dies and they believe in Jesus, well, they're going to be raised from the dead. And that's not to say it won't be easy or we'll miss them or think of how sad it is. But you know what? We're free to love someone and know that, you know what? We have a life greater than losing loved ones. And that's the beautiful thing about, what was that verse? I can't remember. It's in one of the Thessalonians. It's used to, people twist it to say it promotes the rapture, which the whole rapture thing's a lie. But basically it says, don't weep like the world weeps about those who fell asleep in the Lord. So basically all the believers who died, don't weep because they're going to be raised from the dead. And yeah, so that is my theological reaction to Thor: Love and Thunder. Like I said, it overall I thought it was just okay, but I'm still glad I watched it, and I love the post-credit tease for the next film, which should be interesting. And if I can get stuff off the next film, I might do another theological reaction to that. I'm James Tuttle, and that's good news.